Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Prachi Satra, a physiotherapist specializing in dry needling and vacuum cupping techniques, working particularly with athletes and runners. Today I present the case of a 38-year-old male runner who sought assistance due to persistent shin splint pain following his return to running after a 5-month hiatus. The patient is an avid runner who resumed his running routine after a prolonged break. However, he began experiencing discomfort in his lower legs, particularly along the medial aspect of his shins during and after long-distance runs. He described the pain as a dull ache kind that worsened with activity and eased with rest. He developed his pain mostly half an hour into running. Additionally, he noticed tenderness and swelling in the affected area, which limited his ability to continue his training regime effectively. So upon assessment, the patient exhibited tenderness along the posterior medial aspect of his tibia, consisted with medial tibial stress syndrome, commonly known as shin splints. He reported increased pain with palpation and resisted dorsiflexion of the foot. His gait analysis revealed overpronation and increased stress on the medial aspect of his lower legs during running. Further evaluation also revealed muscle imbalances in the lower limbs, with weakness noted in the anterior tibialis muscle, responsible for dorsiflexion and stabilization of the foot and ankle. This imbalance may have contributed to increased stress on the shin bone during running. Also noted reduced range of motion of the ankle dorsiflexion and severe tightness in the calf muscles, which in turn resulted in reduced ankle mobility, which altered his running biomechanics, leading to compensatory movements and increased strain on the shins. Examination of the foot further revealed he had bilateral overpronation. Also, there was poor stability and control observed when he was put in a single leg standing and hopping position. So let's understand a little bit more about shin splints. Shin splints or medial tibial stress syndrome is a common overuse injury among runners and athletes involved in activities with repetitive impact on the lower limbs. It typically manifests as pain and inflammation along the inner edge of the tibia due to excessive stress on the muscles, tendons and bone tissue in the lower leg. Let's delve a little more into the symptoms of shin splints. These include dull aching pain along the inner edge of the shin bone, especially during or after physical activity, tenderness, swelling and warmth over the affected area, pain that worsens with activity and improves with rest, difficulty in continuing or completing workouts due to discomfort. Let's discuss what are the risk factors contributing to shin splints. One being overtraining or sudden increase in exercise intensity or duration. Poor biomechanics of feet such as overpronation or flat feet leading to improper foot and leg alignment. Another factor that adds on is inadequate footwear or worn-out running shoes which lack proper support and cushioning. The kind of running surface, for example hard or uneven surfaces, exacerbates the impact forces on the lower limbs. Another contributing factor is the muscle weakness or imbalances, particularly in the lower leg and the muscles of the foot. So let's discuss the treatment plan that was done in 3 phases. The phase 1 included acute management, which was the RICE protocol, that is the rest, icing, compression and elevation. Phase 2 includes rehabilitation and strengthening. So gait analysis and correction was done, where a complete assessment of running biomechanics was done to identify and address any abnormalities contributing to excessive strain on the shins. We also provided correction through custom orthotics insert for footwear to help correct the overpronation. A detailed stretching and flexibility exercise program was given that targeted on stretching of the calf muscles, Achilles tendon and posterior leg muscles to improve flexibility and reduce tension on the shin bone. Strengthening exercises and the implementation of a progressive strength training program focusing on the calf muscles, anterior tibialis and intrinsic foot muscles to improve muscular endurance were taught. Cross-training and incorporation of low-impact activities such as swimming, cycling or elliptical training is also advised to maintain cardiovascular fitness while minimizing the stress on the shins. Phase 3 will mainly concentrate in helping of return to running. Gradual reintroduction of running activities using a structured program that gradually increases duration, intensity and frequency while monitoring the symptoms. Regular assessment of pain levels and functional capabilities during and after running sessions to ensure proper recovery and prevent recurrence of the symptoms. A proper guidance on the technique refinement with emphasis on proper running form, cadence, and foot strike pattern to reduce impact forces on the shins and lower extremities was discussed further. Home care program for the same was included, which included utilization of foam rollers or massage balls to release tension in the calf muscles, Achilles tendons and the shin area. An important part of this includes proper understanding of the kind of footwear that needs to be selected while providing stability that reduces impact stress on the shins, adequate comfort and cushioning, and the use of custom orthotics was also advised to the patient. One also needs to understand the terrain on which to run and try to avoid hard or uneven surfaces for running and opt for softer, more forgiving terrains whenever possible. Let's discuss some preventive measures. Gradual progression in such cases is a must. We should know to avoid rapid increase in training volume or intensity, allowing adequate time for adaptation and recovery. Regular incorporation of strength and conditioning exercises targeting the lower limbs to improve muscular strength, endurance and resilience. Periodic evaluation of running shoes for signs of wear and tear replacement as needed to maintain proper support and cushioning. Proper warm-up and cool down with proper implementation of dynamic warm-up routines before running and static stretching and foam rolling post-run to prepare the muscles and prevent injury. Through a comprehensive physiotherapy approach focusing on acute management, rehabilitation and preventive strategies, individuals like this patient were able to achieve successful recovery and return to running with reduced risk of reoccurrence. By addressing underlying biomechanical issues, implementing targeted strengthening exercises, and emphasizing proper training progression and injury prevention measures, long-term running enjoyment and performance can be maintained while minimizing the risk of shin splints and other lower limb injuries.